All right, all right, all right. We're going to get started and kind of mute all the lines out.
Much
All
love,
right.
family. Dog, Tampa Bay.
Good morning.
Great morning, Akana Nation. Crystal Robinson from Chicago, Diamond in the making.
Good morning. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
All right, we got about 1 minute, and we're going to get this call started. Matter of fact, since we've already recording, we might as well go ahead. There it is, 8 o'clock, straight up 8 o'clock. We're going to get the call started. Good morning, everybody. This is the Diamond Factory, where diamonds are made. It's our highest ranking in our company, Akana. If you're here for the very first time, we definitely welcome you to the call this morning. I'm Dr. Roz, VP of Communications.
I got to include him. I mean, they deal with it in a big profession.
Okay, we got somebody that's still unmuted, and I'm see if we can get that. Definitely, we're just excited to be here this morning, and many of you know that we had a hurricane here in Houston, so I'm actually calling in by phone, and thank you, Kathy Weathersby, for monitoring the line for us this morning. But here's what I'm going to talk about, guys. A storm is always passing. What else can I say? A storm is always passing. And no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what city, state, country you're either going in a storm or coming out of a storm. And sometimes we get warnings and people prepare. Houston, we got warnings. They let us know what was possibly heading our way, and we didn't even get the bulk of the storm. The storm started out in Matagorda County as Category 4 or 5, and they said by the time it got to Houston, it was only a Category 1. But we got the dirty side of the storm. And sometimes we get those warnings, and people prepare, they hunker down because they believe it will soon be over. Some leave town, they do different things until it's over. But the one thing that is certain, it will pass. Even when we had a hurricane that came some years ago called Harvey, because we live near the Gulf Coast, so we are sometimes prone to get them. And Harvey was different, though. Harvey stalled over the city. It just sat on the city for about 3 days and just rained. You know, it made me think about, now I know how they felt with Noah, and they wanted to be in the ark. Because it just stalled, and it stalled so much the freeways were completely underwater. I mean, you've never seen anything like that before. So the thing is that my challenge and my message this morning is that every day is not sunny. Some days are cloudy, some days are gloomy, some days are rainy, some days are stormy and snowy, and even sunny days can sometimes feel like they're too hot. But a storm is always passing, whatever the status is, and there's a blessing in it. Because one of the things that I've noticed about storms and tragedies that take place in our cities, in our countries, in our neighborhoods, it brings people together. Neighbors who don't know each other, families who don't know each other, or care about what's going on in their household. People call you from different areas of the country checking on you. Many of you have called checking on us, and all the people that are here, that are in Houston, that are a part of Akana. People often say, and here's what I hear people say, man, I'm glad it missed you. You're so blessed. Well, I don't want to say that, because you're blessed no matter how it hits you, if you're still here. See, people say you're blessed when something doesn't happen to you and it happens to somebody else. I mean, that's not cool. Because in the storm that we just encountered, there were trees that fell on houses where people died. So just because it didn't fall on my house doesn't mean I'm any more blessed than that person, because They're blessed if they made it through it. Even if a tree fell and it didn't fall on your house, even if branches broke, no matter what happens, you're blessed because you made it through it. I remember we had a winter storm just a few years ago, and it burst and the pipe flooded our entire house, flooded the whole house. But we made it through it because we still had the house. See, so you always got to find the good side of it. You always got to figure out all things work together for good. We just experienced what they call the category 1. But by the time it got to us, like as I said, we were on the dirty side, trees uprooted, branches fell, fences toppled over. I mean, there's not hardly a house that didn't have a fence that didn't fall. No street lights working. We were just driving this morning because I wanted to make sure I was fully charged up. And we're looking at everything and we're seeing lights that are not, I mean, it's like a third world country where everybody got to stop with no street lights on, no electricity in your house. Food spoiling, streets flooded, no water, or either the water pressure is down. But we made it through it. And so we drove around after the storm had passed, and we saw a lot of damage that it left just in our area, but so much more in other areas. But here's the one thing I got out of all of this, and I realized it as we even went to the grocery store, and you saw the shelves. Do you know what was missing on the shelves, Akana? Bread, lunch meat, and chips. You know what I felt good about when I looked in my refrigerator and I didn't have a whole lot of stuff that was spoiling? You know why? Because of the flat belly lifestyle. Because we had just not too long ago came off the 21-day cleanse. I just did the 4-day bitters. So guess what I had in my refrigerator? I had fruit. I had some tuna that I made from chickpeas. So it was chickpea tuna, and it was still good. The fruit was still good. I had some salad bags that were still good. So just because of what we've learned here at Akana, it made life so much easier. And don't let me forget, had some watermelon in the refrigerator. So it just made things a lot easier. So now this is our 3rd day without electricity. But again, we're still here. And it made me reminisce to the old times when they didn't even have electricity. You know, sometimes you got to go back and think about just how blessed we are. We're such a spoiled nation. And it makes us recognize how blessed we are. Has it been hot? Absolutely has it been hot. Has it been steamy? Yes, it's been steamy. Has it been uncomfortable sometimes? Have we had to do some alternate and pivot in some different directions? Of course. But we're still here, and the storm has passed. And sometimes we have to go through some things to even be deemed worthy of the blessing. And so I'm saying to you, Akana Nation, if you're going through in life right now, and even if you're going through in your business, it will come to pass. PASS. It did not come to stay. Even if it gets hot, even if it gets rainy, even if it gets stormy,
a little bit different. You go to church, and they
to pass. It did not come to stay. And you have to be able. You have to be able to endure hardness as a good soldier. I believe we have soldiers here at Akana. And even in your business, there are times when it's rainy, it's not going like you want it to go, everything's not coming into being. But just know, if you stay the course, and my husband reminded me of a story that I shared with him some years ago, and I may have shared it here before. One time I was driving on the freeway, and all of a sudden it started raining. I mean, it was raining so hard. It was storming, and you couldn't even see in front of you hardly. I mean, you know how it can rain so hard like that, you can't see. You're looking down at the white lines just to make sure you stay in your lane. And I was on the freeway, and I heard a voice say, "Keep driving." There were people that were pulling on the side of the road, waiting it out, and I just kept hearing, "Keep driving." And so I kept driving. Slowly but surely, I kept driving. I had to go slow because, again, you can't even see too many cars in front of you. All you can just veer on is those white lines or the yellow lines on the highway to make sure you're in your lane. But I just kept driving. And as I kept driving, further down the road, the sun was shining. There was no rain. And so I thought about it. I said, okay, I drove out of the storm. Now, the folks back there who pulled on the side of the road are still sitting in the storm. So I say to you, Akana Nation, keep driving. Keep moving, because the storm is always passing. Have a great Akana day. We'll see you next time. We'll be blessed. Continue to pray for us. We're on the other side of it. And have a great day. Have a great Akana day. And bye for now.
Dr. Ross.
Yes.
Did we lose her? Hey, it's Crystal.
Yes.
I just want to remind everybody about our workshop tonight, the Wednesday Wellness Workshop Elevation Experience. We will be starting promptly at 6 p.m. So, yeah, everybody come on out if you can and invite guests. Invite. Thank you.
Awesome. Anything else happening tonight that we need to know about? Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome. Peace and blessings, everybody.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great Akana day, everybody. Thank you again, Kathy.
Thanks, Dr. Ross.
All right.
You're welcome, sister.